Welcome back to Project 613. Today we will learn one mitzvah, and that is to perform the Yom Kippur service in the Holy Temple. The Yom Kippur service in the Holy Temple was performed by the high priest, by the Kohen Gadol, and it was an elaborate, detailed service with many different sacrificial offerings and incense and entering the Holy of Holies, and very different than the rest of the year. Maimonides tells us that all of these details make up one mitzvah, the mitzvah of performing the service of this special day in the Holy Temple. It was on this day that the holiest man of the Jewish people would enter the holiest place at the holiest time. Until this very day, every year in the synagogues on Yom Kippur, we read the detailed description of the service that would take place in the Holy Temple on this day. So here are just some of the main details. Already a week before Yom Kippur, for a full week, the Kohen Gadol would leave his house and he would live in the temple. He would review all of the laws to make sure that he is fluent with the various details of the service of Yom Kippur. On the night of Yom Kippur, he would remain awake the whole night, studying, and some of the younger Kohanim would be there with him to make sure that he doesn't doze off. During the day, the service was much busier than a regular service because in addition to all the regular services, there were additional offerings that would take place, and there was the entering of the Holy of Holies a number of times. Each time the high priest would enter the Holy of Holies, he would have to change into white garments, whereas usually the high priest would wear golden garments. And even on Yom Kippur, when he would perform the regular service, he would be wearing his golden garments, but when he would enter the Holy of Holies, he would change into white garments. And each time he would change, he would have to go to the mikveh first. Also, during the Yom Kippur service, a main part of the service was the confession that the Kohen Gadol, that the high priest, would say 3 different confessions. His own personal one on behalf of all the Kohanim, and then a third one on behalf of all of the people. And each time the high priest would mention God's name, pronounce God's name in full. This is something that was never done in the Holy Temple other than on Yom Kippur. And when the people would hear God's name being pronounced, they would bow and they would fall on their knees. Every year we reenact this in the synagogues as well. When we mention this description, the entire congregation bows and falls on their knees as well. This is only some of the details of the Yom Kippur service, but that is today's mitzvah, that the high priest should perform the service of Yom Kippur in the temple and in the Holy of Holies. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.